Thanks for stopping by. I've already done a review of the Taurus Pt111 G2 in a previous video, but I wanted you to see a comparison of it with probably the most popular pistol in this category, which is the Glock 26, also known as the Baby Glock. This one here is the Gen 4 version. Both are subcompact pistols, both are double stack, striker fired, and polymer framed. Let's take a closer look at some of the important stuff. Take a look at the height on this one. First, you can tell that the Taurus on the left is quite a bit taller than the Glock. That mainly has to do with magazine capacity, which we'll talk about in a minute. The length, you can tell the Glock is longer, 6.4 inches, versus the Taurus at 6.24. And that's because the barrel length on the Glock is 3.42 versus 3.2 on this one. And one of the most important things that everybody looks at, especially if they're going to carry it, is the weight. 22 ounces for the Taurus and 21.7 for the Gen 4 Glock. Not a whole lot of difference there. Capacities, you'll get 12 plus 1 on the Taurus, 10 plus 1 on the Glock. You'll get 3 mags with this one in the Gen 4 version. If you buy a Gen 3 version, you'll only get 2 additional mags. And the Taurus comes standard with this pinky rest here. I wanted to compare them just the way they come out of the box, the way they're shipped from the factory, and this is the way they come. Now the Glock, you can get a pinky rest for $9.95 from Pierce Grips. There's what it looks like with that on there. Some people like it, some people don't. The wife does not like this pinky rest. I actually prefer it, just fits my hand better. But one of the things it does, it seems to make that gap even bigger. I just don't know what it is about Glocks and this big gap here. It seems like they could tighten that up a little bit more like that. That's just a fit and finish thing. It bothers me a little bit. Probably doesn't bother anybody but me. It's a lot closer there, so it looks a lot nicer in my opinion. But anyway, you can get a pinky rest extension for this. You can also get a mag extension for that and get you 2 extra rounds of ammo in there if you want. Sight systems. The Taurus has an adjustable rear sight. You can see here. And they provide a wrench where you can adjust windage and elevation. Take a look at the sight system on this. It's a 3-dot sight system. Not very big. And the Glock has a standard plastic Glock sight system. Just depends on what you want. There's some aftermarket sight systems available if you want to change it. True Glow makes a nice one. This tritium fiber optic sight. This one happens to go on the Glock, and we just haven't installed it yet. If this is going to be your defense weapon, your nightstand weapon, whatever you want, you might want to consider put some night sights on there. Probably run you about $100. Fit and finish? Well, here's a Glock. It's a Glock, what can I tell you? It's finished just like any other Glock. They're black, they're boxy, not very sexy, and it's a Glock. Smooth both sides, nothing really going on here. The Taurus, it's nicely finished. It's some real nice milling done here on the slide. It's not quite as smooth because of you have a safety on this one, which is non-ambidextrous. But it's finished out pretty well for a gun that's only $329. Now the main differences between these two, in my opinion, that you probably want to consider is the safety. The Pt111 has a manual safety, and it is non-ambidextrous for you lefties, sorry. It has a trigger safety, and it also has a loaded chamber indicator, which is right here. When you do have a round in the chamber, this will pop up. It's green on or red on the sides, and that's so it can be sold in the land of fruit and nuts, which is California. Glock, as usual, only has their safe action trigger system. So if you don't want a safety on your gun, here you are. A lot of people just, on a carry gun, they absolutely refuse to have any type of safety. And of course, both these have, at no additional charge, the best safety of all, which is the one between your ears. Well, how about the trigger? The Glock has a nicer, smoother trigger, and all us Glock queers call it the standard Glock trigger. And it should have a nicer trigger. You know, this gun's about 40% more than this one. But the trigger on the Taurus, it ain't bad either. And it's much better than I expected. I've shot this one quite a bit, and I have no problems with it whatsoever. I don't think you will either. It just depends on, you know, getting out there and shooting them. Price, huge difference. Huge difference. This gun today, which is April of 2014, is $329 at Academy. That's the exact same price it was a year ago. I was at the gun show yesterday. This one here, still about $569 to $589, depends on who you buy it from. And that's the Gen 4 version. And there's still quite a few Gen 3s running out there. But if you go by and just happen to look in the gun case and you see Glock 26, $539 or something, just make a note, is it a Gen 4 or a Gen 3? So shop around. If you're lucky, these will fit in the same holster if it's not a Kydex holster. So if you already have a baby Glock and you're thinking about getting one of these, chances are it might fit in that holster too. These are both great conceal and carry guns. I've carried them both, and they're just awesome. They also make a great nightstand gun too. Just a little light here. This one happens to be an AIM, inexpensive. Put it on there. Voila. This one here is my nightstand gun. Got a magnet up underneath my nightstand. And this is how it lays, just like this. How to do at the range? Well, both pretty darn good. I'm not a professional shooter or anything, just old goat rancher. But at 7 and 15 yards using Winchester white box 115 grain ammo, I consistently had 3 to 4 inch groupings. And that's shooting pretty fast. They don't let us do rapid fire, but you can get some off pretty darn quick. Both of these guns will do the job they're designed to do. I find and acquire a target a bit quicker with the Glock, and because the sight system is just a little more prominent. But once you shoot both of them, practice with them, you're going to be proficient with either weapon. I don't really have any problem with recoil management with either of these guns. They feel very similar in that respect. And as I said earlier, there is a difference in the triggers, but again, practicing with either one will make you very proficient. There is a difference in the triggers, but it's not as big as, say, that hideous piece of crap trigger that comes on a Ruger LC9. This trigger is not anywhere near that, and you would think it would really have a crap trigger for a $329 gun. But it doesn't. The other thing is, if you're going to use this for your carry weapon, nightstand, defense, make sure that the ammo that you're going to have in that gun runs in the gun. And for me, it's the Hornady Critical Defense 115 grain FTX. Both these guns will work with that, and that's usually what we keep in the magazines for these guns. If price is your main consideration when you're looking at this, there's absolutely no question this is going to be your gun. It's going to be a better choice. It's $230, $250 difference depending on, you know, where you buy it, and that's just huge. I mean, you can buy this gun and then hell, go out and buy a little Ruger LCP or something for $295 with the savings. It's just, it's crazy. But don't think that you're having to settle for a cheaply made piece of crap gun just because it's not. This gun is well made and it's very reliable. The affordable price is just an added bonus. But if you're a Glock queer, which I kinda am, you know, and you want to step it up just a bit in price, you just can't go wrong with the Glock 26. We've had this in 40, and it's just too much gun to handle. So 9mm, a zillion people have this gun, and a million people carry the damn thing every day in a variety of chambers. I mean, but 9mm is the most popular one. It's an extremely popular pistol. If this gun gets lost or stolen at $329, it's not the end of the world. If I lose my baby Glock, I'm going to have the big sad clown face on for a few days. I also carry this Taurus when we're traveling, and once again, mainly for the same reason. But let's say you get stopped in some podunk town, and Barney Fife decides he's going to confiscate your weapon for, you know, whatever reason. It doesn't matter. I'd rather them take my $329 Taurus than my $570 Glock or my SIG. You know, wouldn't you? So there you have it, guys. That's my 2 cents worth. I hope you got something out of it. But in a nutshell, both are well built, both are reliable, and both will do the job they're designed for. Whichever fits your budget or particular desire, I just don't think you can go wrong with either choice. Of course, the best way is to test them both. My gun range has both of these as rentals, and hell, you know, ask around. Maybe your buddy's got a Glock 26. Hell, everybody knows somebody's got a Glock 26. Or maybe the guy in the next stall at the range is shooting one of these. So just ask him if he'd mind if you'd take a couple shots if you furnish the ammo. You know, most people are glad to help. And hey, you know, you might find a new shooting buddy or something. So let me know what you think. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, adios.